All right, so today is the day that I've been waiting for a freaking long time. Um, if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow anything on the channel about the card games and stuff that I do, you know that I am also very excited. Aside from Pokemon, I'm very excited for the One Piece TCG. And today I got a package from Japan consisting of the starter decks for the new One Piece TCG. And here we go. We're just getting into it. I don't want to, kind of get way too into like the packaging because it's just a brown box. I'm making sure there's nothing important on this. Okay, we're throwing that away. Okay, but here are the starter decks for the new One Piece TCG. They're in Japanese. You can get the app on your phone. I believe it's on Android and iOS. I know I have iOS and it's on there. I've downloaded it. I need to play it. It'd be really fun to post a video about that on the channel. But we got 4 starter decks off the bat, and if you pre-ordered these off of Amazon Japan, you got this little cool box. Oh, yep, there it is on the back. Here it is. For a storage solution for all these decks. So I'm really excited for this. We got Monkey D. Luffy. We got the Straw Hat Pirates. We got the Worst Generation Pirates. And then we're just going to flip it around. Full disclosure, I'm really far behind on One Piece. There's a few years where I was just like, oh, well, I love it. I just had a hard time keeping up. And it was always one of those things like, I'll get into it back in a second. But it just never happened until the TCG got announced. And then now I'm like all in, So yeah, Straw Hats, Worst Generation. Gosh, what is the pirate's name? Crocodile, but the Skypiea arc. Oh my gosh, what is 7 Warlords of the Sea? Thank you, gosh dang it. And then Kaido, and I'm not this far yet. I still need to catch up, but I've been watching a bunch of highlights on YouTube of the Wano arc. But yeah, so let's start with the boy. Actually, yeah, okay, we'll get to that later. But let's start with the boy. I just got new glasses, so I'm actually kind of... Well, it is nice to see a lot more stuff in like some clear high definition. I'm getting used to like where my hands are getting on things. I don't know. Is that relatable to anyone? Like, have you done that? New glasses and you haven't worn glasses ever. And now I'm like, okay, where are my hands actually supposed to go on things? Because they feel further away than they should. I don't know if that's me being crazy or what, but if you have that experience, let me know, because, yeah. Also, you'll notice that Brecklin is not with me today. This is more of a thing I'm excited for. While I think she will definitely play with me when the game comes out. Oh, I do not want to rip this. Well, I do know she'll play with me when the game comes out. One Piece has definitely been something I've been reading since childhood. And she's relatively new to it. And, like, she knows who Luffy is and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, I really do not want to rip it. So I'm going to take a quick intermission while I make sure this is in right. So I just have to actually take the tape off all the way, and then I'm good. I guess it was still holding on to a little bit of it. Okay, so it's actually a really nice packaging. The deck comes in this really nice box, a little bit bigger than I was expecting. I saw pictures of people getting their hands on it, like online and stuff, and I was like, okay, those are a lot bigger. Oh my gosh, those cards look absolutely gorgeous. I knew Luffy would be foil, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know some other cards would be. So there's Zoro. The Western translation of that is always going to throw me for a loop, because I definitely grew up watching in English. Now I'm watching it dubbed, or subtitle. All right, let's take this bad boy out. Yeah, but the game so far, what I've seen it being played like, it's a little bit. It's very unique from what I've seen. We're just going to kind of go through the cards. You can see and recognize some characters. Oh, there's Frankie. You love him. Brooks. Okay. Oh, okay. And then there's the foil Luffy card that's not your leader. This is a character card. It can still be in your deck even though your leader card is Luffy. But if you played other leader-based games like Dragon Ball Super or Flesh and Blood, this game might be a little bit more easy for you to pick up than others. And there's some Dawn cards. I believe that's just supposed to be half your deck. I believe the Dawn deck is 20 cards. So there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so this is just half of your deck. And then the rest of your deck is in here. And we're going to take a little bit more time on this one just so you guys can see what's going on in it. With the other decks, we're going to be cruising a little bit more Cruising a little bit more fast. Okay, and then some Usopp action. All right, and then some more character cards. Sweet. I mean, this character I haven't been introduced yet to, so I need to catch up. But who doesn't love Tony Chopper? Nami. Oh, dude, her alt art in the first set, if you haven't seen it, oh my gosh, her alt art is going to be a chase card for sure. That and the Shanks. Oh, okay. So I'm actually okay. So I'm really glad I got this, because her card in in English is censored, and it's only like this portion of her face, and so I'm actually really glad that I already own for some of One Piece's first censored cards, because like in the West it looks like this card is gonna be just like her chest up, because I mean, so scandalous that she's, wearing clothes that are fit for water. I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird. It's like, you remember those weird censors like in Yu-Gi-Oh where they're pointing fingers instead of actually having guns? Western anime adaptations, it's just, the censorship is just weird to me. But here we go, moving on to the Seven Warlords of the Sea. So one thing I really want to also stress with this game is that a lot of people, so I run a game shop, right? A lot of people come up and talk, when we talk about this game, their main concern is like, well, didn't One Piece already have a TCG? And it wasn't successful? And they're right. It really wasn't successful. I have a few reasons why I think that card game, why that one particularly didn't do well. And I have a few reasons why I think this one will actually do well. I may not be as gracious, because if these are just going in the... Oh, there we go. Why I think this game will do well. First of all, the first game came out when One Piece was a little, obviously more new than it is now. And that's not to say that it can't succeed if it's a new game. Look at Pokemon. Pokemon trading card game came out when the game was new, and it's just insanely popular still. But One Piece is not the highest... What's their claim? What's Pokemon's claim to fame? They're the number one media company in sales or whatever. Like they're a giant, right? One Piece is not that, and it never will be. But I think in a day like today, where One Piece has more behind it, right? It has the crocodile art and the foiling is actually really cool. We're in a world where One Piece has much more to pull from, and it will continue to have more to pull from. We're getting, a live action adaptation, and mark my words, if this game does take off and it lasts more than 3 or 4 years, mark my words, we're gonna get cards like how Pokemon had a Pokemon Go crossover. We're gonna get a crossover for the One Piece TCG and the One Piece show as well. Also, one thing that I'm really irritated by the Dawn cards is that there's no variation in the starter decks. We're going to have to pull the varied cards and art in the manga panel ones out of the actual boosters, which I guess is fine. But yeah, so the One Piece live action show, we still have a few more years in the manga, and then the anime still has a lot to catch up on as well. So we have plenty of time for One Piece that'll still be like in the limelight. And this is just the quest for the One Piece. There might be other stories in the One Piece universe that take place. We don't know his plan overall. And maybe we do. Maybe he's said, and I just haven't heard that he's going to end it for everything of that world. But I think the world is just too rich in characters and in stories to just never have an opportunity for it to continue again. Look at Dragon Ball. It's going to continue to go on, because even though it may seem a little samey for some people, that like, it's Dragon Ball. People love their high-powered Super Saiyans. They love new forms. Like, you would think after Super Saiyan 3, for me, as an example, I thought after Super Saiyan 3, I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. Like, that's the highest form they'll go. Anything after this is just going to be kind of ridiculous. And guess what? They don't care. They're Toriyama is gonna keep on going. He doesn't care how ridiculous it is. It's Dragon Ball. When did we ever care? We started off with a kid that transformed into a giant ape. So when did we care about ridiculousness? But beside from the tangent of Dragon Ball, oh man, I did rip that one. That's too bad. Anyways, getting back on point. So I feel like One Piece has a lot more going for it now than it did back then. Has a lot more popularity, and then also, I do feel like with One Piece coming out with who's making it this time, I think has a lot more steam going for it. If you don't know, it's Bandai, who is making the Dragon Ball Super card game, which surprise surprise is only available in the West. So like not even in Japan, and it survives, and it's actually incredibly popular. I see more people picking that up at my shop every day. We're gonna change it up and go with the side portion before we get to the leader this time. So I think Bandai has proven with both Dragon Ball and Digimon, they make Digimon, that not only can they support multiple card games, but they can also make them really unique and really good. And I think that's in no short. I think that they're no slouch is what I'm trying to say. And they have a great way of teaching the game with their app. You know, maybe while Digimon doesn't quite yet have a digital client, as far as I understand, for like playing other people around the world, or for, you know, you playing with your friends. I think that's a huge step forward that they need to make. However, I think they'll get there. And I think One Piece, Digimon, and Dragon Ball all having a teaching app where you can easily just download for free and just learn the game. That is something that, like, is just great. And you see other TCGs and popular TCGs do that. We're talking about Magic the Gathering Arena. Pokemon struggles to... Oh my gosh, whoa, that is cool. I don't remember seeing that card before this deck. Oh man, I love surprises like that. That's cool. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh man, dude. Okay, so this Source Generation deck is like kind of some of my favorite art. Holy crap! All right, so I'm on board with that. Okay, yes, but long story short, I just feel like, and there's the Dawn. I feel like One Piece has a great company behind it, backing it. Even though through a pandemic, Digimon had a rough go at it. It's still around and it's still getting popular. You know, and I think since 2020, with the pandemic, I think people are only more open to the idea of a TCG aside from the big three. You know, that's a phrase that so many people say all the time, that, oh, if it's not Pokemon, Magic, or Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not going to be around for very long. Well, look at Flesh and Blood, that is like sweeping the market right now. Like, it is doing so well, you know, and it's just and it's not outperforming Pokemon, Magic, or Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's throwing punches, you know, and it's getting very popular. I wouldn't be surprised if in 2-3 years we're seeing as big sales from Flesh and Blood as we do in Magic. And if you've been following Flesh and Blood at all, I know it's like we're talking about so many card games today. We should be talking about One Piece, but I think this is a question that a lot of people should be asking if they're going to get into this game, if they can, you know, be okay with the fact that One Piece has had a TCG before and it failed.